Part of the SoThin suite is the Remote Control application. This program allows administrators to remotely view and/or interact with a user's session to provide assistance when required or to take control of the machine in order to configure it on the fly. One of the key benefits of this is to allow for remote troubleshooting and support for any users that require it. Remote Control, or REMCON for short, is an integral and essential part of the SoThin suite of applications. So, essentially, what is Remote Control? SoThin Remote Control is an advanced remote management and control tool for IT support and training. This product gives IT administrators the ability to control groups of users and computers from a single point simultaneously, guaranteeing huge time savings. There are several reasons to explain why you would need this. SoThin Remote Control allows administrators to manage and control multiple desktops from a local or remote location. In addition, it gives administrators the flexibility to easily manage multiple users and computers across domains. IT resources are used in a more efficient way, which means less IT staff are required to support users. SoThin Remote Control is perfectly suited for use in any organization that requires technical support staff or educational premises. Okay, so here are some of the benefits. It reduces demand on burdened IT resources, resulting in a lower total cost of ownership. It allows remote troubleshooting and allows remote training with screen sharing between multiple users. It is easy to use with minimal experience required, and prevents users from taking control of the mouse cursor or keyboard during a remote screen share. It allows administrators to guide multiple users through problems from a remote system, and also allows connection to virtual network computing clients. It enables you to manage and organize multiple groups or sites from a single point. Platforms supported include Windows 95, 98, NT4, 2000, and the 32-bit version of XP. It supports all 32-bit applications which will run on the above supported operating systems. It is hardware vendor independent and multiple monitors can be used, allowing you to view numerous devices on a single management console. It has full Microsoft Active Directory integration and support for local, metropolitan or wide area networks, as well as VPNs. Okay, we're going to see how quick and easy it is to install using the SoThin Management Console. Before the SoThin suite is able to benefit you and your organization, we first need to deploy the software to the client devices. This is done through the software deployment application. Once we've selected the software we want to deploy, we can right-click it and select Deploy Software. Using the SoThin suite, it's also possible to deploy your own software packages as long as they allow for unattended setup routines. Now we've selected the Deploy option, we get prompted to accept the license agreement for the selected software package. This must be accepted to continue with the installation. Once we've accepted the license agreement, we can select which computers to deploy the selected package to. We have the ability to select alternative domains for those with more complex networks, and also the ability to install to as many computers on those domains as we wish. In this example, we're going to be deploying to a single device. Now we're being prompted for administrative credentials. These credentials need to be valid for each selected computer to allow the software to be deployed. The system will attempt to authenticate the supplied credentials. However, if this does not work, the deployment wizard will still attempt to authenticate the installation process with the supplied credentials. Here we have the option of selecting when the install will take place. By default, the machines will be rebooted immediately and deployed to. However, we can unselect this option to allow the software to install itself upon next boot. Here we can see the status of our software deployment. Any computers that fail to install will be shown here as failed, and you have the option of running the wizard again on these computers to solve any issues that may have occurred. Now we've moved to the Remote Control Manager, the application in the Management Console that allows us to monitor the deployed client devices. Here we're going to create a new remote control connection. This will allow us to remotely view and control a deployed client device. Now we're being prompted for the type of connection we'd like to set up. We have the option of connecting to a SoThin Remote Control client or a VNC client. This is useful for those who have a partial VNC deployment or wish to manage non-Windows devices via VNC. In this example, however, we're going to select SoThin Remote Control Connection. We now have to select the client devices that we'd like to connect to. We can select as many devices as we choose. Because it's not always possible to detect the installed software client, we can choose from all the computers regardless of whether they have had the software deployed. Now we need to configure the connection options. This includes the choices of whether to allow multiple people to view the screen at once, whether to make the screen view only, or to allow or disallow clipboard sharing. We've now completed the new connection wizard, so we click Finish to create the connections to the computer specified. Before we view a remote screen with the remote control software, we have a few options to choose from. Some computers may have a higher screen resolution than the management console, or you may wish to tile a view of several screens at once. This is where the screen size option comes in. We have the option here of selecting different screen sizes proportional to the destination client's own resolution. We're going to select large here, which will display the target screen at approximately 75% of real size. Here we can see the remote control screen active. This shows the client device waiting at the logon screen. Right-clicking on the title bar of the remote control window will provide options such as sending Ctrl-Alt-Del to the client device to log on. Now we're going to demonstrate the group screen share feature. This allows us to take one computer's screen and to share it with any number of other computers. This function is only available with a SoThin Remote Control client. VNC clients do not support this feature. We've selected group screen share on a single device. Now we need to select the computers that will receive the screen of the chosen device. We can select any number of computers using the Control and Shift keys. From here, we can click OK to start the group screen share. We also have the option of choosing whether the selected computers are allowed to control the remote computer. You may launch multiple group screen shares for a single computer with different screen control options in each. This feature is most useful during user training, where an instructor may wish to share their screen with a class for the purposes of demonstrating a process. Here we've started a group screen share from one computer to two others. Everything that occurs on the source machine is replicated on the other two machines. Now we want to stop the group screen share. To do this, we right-click on the computer whose screen is shared and select Stop Screen Share. Now we need to select the computers to remove from the group screen share with the chosen computer. We can choose to remove some computers or all of them to completely end the group screen share. Right-clicking on a remote control or VNC client connection will give us the option to edit the connection. This allows us to change the options for connecting to an individual computer, such as toggling view-only mode. We also have the option of changing the destination port for those clients which may have been reconfigured. So, as you can see, SoThin Remote Control gives administrators the agility to perform both minor and major tasks remotely from a single location. It's also worth noting some key points. As part of the SoThin suite, RemCon has been developed with easy installation in mind. Administration is simple and straightforward, with additional configuration available when administered within the SoThin Management Console. SoThin Remote Control does not require the user to be at their PC in order to work. It runs as a service and only requires the machine to be switched on, and it can provide either full or no interaction with the user to allow collaboration on issues, problems, or configuration as required. To get more information on this and other products in the SoThin suite, or to request a download, please visit www.sothin.net. That's www.sothin.net.